We tried 2 spots and they weren't too high on my list, but I enjoyed just getting try some tuna.
Where are you right now, Rico?
Hey guys, we're at Grandview Speedway for the high limit race tonight.
Hey, is there ever a time for you? I asked this of musicians when they wake up and they've got to double check where the hell they are before they go on stage in order not to thank Cleveland because they're in Dallas. Is there a time when you wake up and go, I don't have a clue where I'm racing today. I got to double check where the hell I am?
Oh man, maybe after a night after a couple cold beers if we run good. But we're just it's a blessing to be out here on the road racing at all these racetracks across the country in different series with the World of Outlaws to High Limit to the All Stars. We just raced in Pennsylvania a couple days ago, and we're here another night, and then we're gonna head west.
Rico Abreu joining us here on the Freak Nation, and you heard the series that he's running in, and talk about the different styles, or if there's a different style for you in racing in these different series. They're different tracks, different areas. Is there much of a different style for you running in these 3 different series?
A little bit, just adapting to each racetrack, the style of racing, and then, you race against some local guys and understanding, their driving styles when you get racing around them. But, a lot these series that we race with, there's at least 10 to 12 guys that can win the race every night. They're very, very competitive, all the way from the World of Outlaws down to the All-Stars to High Limit. With bouncing back and forth, it just keeps me very active, and we're racing 3 to 4 times a week right now. So these summer months I love because all the track time we get.
Rico, you talk about running against those locals. At one time, you were just a local where you wanted to beat the ass of these big timers rolling into their track. Do you find it funny now that these locals want to beat the ass of Rico Abreu now?
It's really motivating for me, because I was that guy, and I enjoy getting to come back to these tracks, especially ones that I haven't been doing a long time. And a lot of it for me is seeing the younger generation come through and how hungry they are to want to do good. And this, when it comes to racing and success and consistency is comes with a lot of experience. You see guys that run well, have been around for a long time, like Donnie Schatz and Brad Sweet, and those former outlaw drivers that won championships. And then you got guys like Kyle Larson that just come in and can dominate a race, and then go to a NASCAR race and dominate that, and which is pretty impressive.
I want to talk to you a little bit about Kyle Larson because there was some controversy at the end of the Cup race last weekend. And some people on social media were saying that people were more upset because Kyle Larson has been so dominant on dirt in Pennsylvania. And that Cup race, of course, was at Pocono. He's got a big fan base there. Are there certain areas of the country that are just so tight with certain drivers that you find when you're racing?
Definitely central Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania. The racing is there's so much racing around here, and the fans are very diehard fans, loyal fans. We get to see them every weekend we come here, and have merchandise for them, and you see them venturing over to NASCAR to support Kyle or these dirt racers like Stenhouse and Boyer. So it's important that we take care of those fans and just how they're able to go back and forth to these races.
All right. You just said something that made me want to go in a different direction. It's important for you to take care of these fans. You've been taking care of your fans on social media a lot this year. That giveaway that you had where one of your fans' companies could have been on your car, that was amazing. Who came up with that idea and why?
I want to try to be ahead of the industry, and sponsorship's very important for racing, especially grassroots racing. And I thought it would be cool to kind of run a fundraiser like that where a fan was a part of our team for a weekend, and it was a very unique opportunity to get somebody the chance to be on my race car for the race weekend that necessarily doesn't have the sponsorship funding to be on a race car. So it was, it was more of I felt like it helped, a small business in marketing as well of being a part of our team. So I just think it's really important that you give back to these fans that spend their hard-earned money coming to the races to watch us race, every weekend. And then these people are very loyal. They're bringing their families to the races, and I just really appreciate that stuff.
Rico Abreu, it's wonderful to have you back in the Freak Nation. I was just sitting here watching and listening. It's been a while, dude. It's good to see you again. I want to talk about you. You're on the road traveling all the time. You said you were racing 3 or 4 nights a week. There was a guy named Mark Kinzer, Steve Kinzer's brother, I think I remember that, who used to love to see roller coasters and all the traveling that he would do. Tell me what Rico Abreu, when you're traveling around the world, around America, dirt tracks, what do you want to see? Where do you want to eat? Tell me your favorite cheeseburger that you could find somewhere.
I love sushi, so I like to get to sushi spots and pizza spots and try different pizzas. But we, with how busy our schedule is, it's very important that we schedule those kinds of things out. And I'm a big race fan of Mark Kinzer and Steve Kinzer and the whole Kinzer family. And I actually just heard that story about Mark always wanting to go on roller coasters before the races because we just raced at Williams Grove Speedway over the weekend, and there's an amusement park that's abandoned now across the street. And I heard Mark Kinzer used to always go over there before the races and love to ride the roller coaster.
Where, Rico?
I just heard that story like 2 days ago.
Rico Abreu, where do you find sushi in Reading, Pennsylvania? Do they have catfish sushi? Is that what you're?
Yeah. We tried 2 spots and they weren't too high on my list, but I enjoyed just try some tuna.
Yeah, that's where you go back just for the California roll.
Yeah.
This is safe. That's hysterical. Okay, where is your best sushi spot in the country so far? Maybe California aside.
There's a restaurant in the Napa Valley that was built about 10 years ago, and it seats about 12 people, and it's called Kenzo Estate Restaurant, and they're actually family friends of ours, and they're a Japanese family that flies over Japanese sushi chefs to prepare meals for people that come and attend the restaurant. So I've got the pleasure to eat there a couple times throughout the year, and it is the best in the world.
All right. So one of the great conversations the SpeedFreaks have had through the years on Sirius was one afternoon we talked about cheeseburgers, the best cheeseburger in America. You travel everywhere. You've got to lay it out for us again. What's the Rico Abreu recommendation for the best cheeseburger in America?
I got the best cheeseburger in America is Gott's Roadside in St. Helena, California.
Gott's Road. St. Helena is a spectacular town.
GPS.
Yeah, that's a wonderful place. I've gotten lost in St. Helena. California's first go-to destination place is right outside of St. Helena. There's a little house there to get wonderful. You might even get sushi. They have great mussels there. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I love St. Helena is my spot. I love St. Helena.
That's my hometown.
Wow.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, we see your workout videos. Why aren't you, 50, 60 pounds overweight given all this damn food you're eating, Rico?
I like to stay active. It motivates me.
Yeah, you're going to be sweating it off here in the next few days.
I know. I'm ready
traveling
for
around
it.
the Midwest.
Hey, do you have a workout regimen on the road that you pay particular attention to?
I got Megan and I have Planet Fitness membership, so our downtime we try to get up early in the mornings and get at least an hour in. I try not to do too many heavy weights, but I like to do a lot of burpees, a lot of push-ups. I'll jog on the treadmill and do some intervals of like simulating like races, like sprint car races if they were to go like nonstop, where just so my body stays acclimated, like if we get in an intense battle, and I keep up on my breathing. I really focus on breathing when I'm racing because I feel like that's 90% of your the physical side of the sport is breathing and just understanding how to slow everything down when it comes to making split decisions like we do in the cars and stuff.
I've watched you race, dude. That's redundant to say intense battles in a sprint car race. I've watched you knock guys into the wall. I've watched you go for it.
I go for it. I struggle with the losing side of the sport, but I just make sure I work really hard, and I really appreciate this industry and just racing in general, and the work that gets put into racing for teams to prepare these cars for us drivers to perform at a high level in front of our fans. So, it's very important to me that I'm healthy and in shape, and I'm giving 100% when I'm out on the racetrack.
Do you wear a heart rate monitor to kind of help you even post race to see how even keeled you can be in the cockpit?
Yeah, I wear I've worn a Garmin watch a few times. That's pretty accurate. I went to the Mayo Clinic about a month ago just to get a physical checkup on my body, and I did their one of their stress test machines just to see kind of where I was, and I was honestly my my heart rate doesn't get too high to what I like work out at the gym and stuff when I'm racing, so that's pretty good. I don't know if I'm just that calm when I race, or but I get into like the 160s, 170s when I'm racing, and then when I go to the gym, I'm probably 175, 180s. Wow. So it's but then keeping that consistent for me is really important, and but racing at a lower heart rate, I think is just showing some calmness and comfortability, I guess.
Yeah, you're in your comfort zone.
Sprint car badass Rico Abreu flying those Lucas Oil colors, joining us in the Lucas Oil studios. We'll end it with this. We had Steve Kinzer in the Freak Nation 15 plus years ago from Sedalia, Missouri, and we had a great 30 minutes with the guy. We reran that interview about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it reminded us how badass that guy was. 20 championships in the World of Outlaws series, yet some people just decided to chime in and say, well, if the World of Outlaws had all the top dogs running all the time, we would consider him to be one of the greatest, but they don't consider Steve Kinzer to be one of the greatest drivers of all time. Where does Rico stand with Steve Kinzer?
He is the greatest driver of all time. And the stats don't lie.
There it is.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody will ever come close to him.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just think that, the times have changed in the industry, and I think the competition's gotten a lot closer. Equipment's gotten, equalized where, on the performance side of race engines and stuff. And I think they've really narrowed the rules down to, teams can't bend the rules as much as they used to and get away with things, I think. And where, it's rules are rules, and everybody's got to go by them now. So it really equalizes the racing. And when you see, how close our qualifying times are and stuff, within a 10th of the top 20 in qualifying shows, and it's, these cars are, the weight rules are a lot different now. So they're a little bit heavier than they used to be. And I just think that the competition too nowadays is, there's not such big gaps like there was probably.
Do you enjoy beating Brad Sweet's ass more or Kyle Larson's butt more?
Both drivers are very difficult to beat. But with Kyle's success and being one of the all-time best race car drivers, it is quite satisfying. When you can finish in front of him.
It's greatness.
Quite satisfying. I like that.
Rico, and we know it's a busy day, busy week for you, dude. Thanks for taking time out and joining us here in the Freak Nation, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, go kick some ass, man.
Thank you.
Hey moms, check this out. This is how we justify ice cream with the kids. You gotta put them to work. They gotta earn it. Stella, which Lucas Slick Mist product are you working with?
I'm working with the Tyler and Trim Shine, which is amazing. Watch.
Oh yeah, work it, girl. Henley, on the inside, which Lucas Slick Mist product are you using?
I'm using the interior detailer. Watch.
Wow.
So easy.
See what I'm saying? Now, don't tell them, but Mom's got Speed Wax. Yep, that's the easiest one of them all. But they don't need to know that. Mom needs her ice cream too. So let's get to work. We got this. Yep, Lucas works.